It's another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. We have a great show recapping a wild week out at Bay Hill with Tyrell Hatton winning the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We look ahead to one of the best fields of the season, Players Championship, 5th Major. Of course, we'll have some Twitter fan questions, and we'll be rearranging the majors at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, let's get into it. All right, episode 19. No chance I come up with somebody who is number 19.
Well, my dad said Brian Trottier, but that's like an Islander. So, like, you guys.
All right, well, we're just going to move on from that.
I can probably think of a 19.
I don't think I could.
Kenny Galladay.
Sure, the Kenny Galladay episode. Love that. So it's finally, dare I say, golf season? I mean, at the early stages at least.
I mean, I think once the now because the players in March, I think once the players hits, it's kind of like, okay, it's golf season now.
See, I'm not necessarily even talking about the PGA Tour season. I think definitely the players, the players might market, but obviously now you're in, where are you right now?
I'm in Vero Beach, Florida.
All right, and in South Carolina, other weeks, so it's always golf season down there.
Yeah.
But up here in the Northeast, we just had our first 70-degree day.
Yeah, I golfed today.
So
that's nice. That's so nice.
We also just had spring forward, obviously.
Yeah, I'm in Connecticut and I golfed today, and there was a lot of people on the golf course. Not gonna lie.
And it doesn't get dark until 7:05 tonight, so I'd say that's the official start of golf season in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, yeah,
that's late. That's pretty late.
Yeah. So we're getting there.
I mean, it may be golf season, but my golf game has not caught up yet. So,
when I played on Friday, I was hitting the ball so well. I wasn't scoring great just because, obviously I'm a little rusty.
Yeah.
But I was drawing in 9 irons, just like it was nobody's business. My ball striking.
Drawing 9 irons.
I mean, so to put this in reality, I played on Saturday. It was 35
iron
on Saturday, and I played awful, but it was 35 degrees on Saturday, and we played. Today I played, and it was 68 degrees. So
that's so nice.
Days. In 2 days, we went from 35 to 68.
Must feel amazing up there.
I mean, today, I'm not really hitting the ball that well off the tee, but my irons are pretty locked in.
Right.
Yeah.
If it counts, I played mini golf last night.
Would shoot.
Well, we did this. It was kind of weird format, but we have 7 of us, so we did teams of 2, and I was by myself, so my score kind of double each hole. So I came in last because I had a couple bad holes, and it was.
It's
like 10s. So.
Just thought of it. Is there such thing as a mini golf place that has greens that are literally just PGA greens?
That'd be. Maybe not PGA greens, but
no, but modeled off of holes. That'd be sick.
Oh.
I bet there is.
Sawgrass, just chilling on a mini golf. I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool.
Would be interesting. 17th hole at Sawgrass, just
chip it over the water.
Don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
To be
honest, maybe a little bowl.
Maybe something Jim Nance's backyard, something like that, just a little mini golf course.
At some mini golf courses, they do have water hazards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This kid, one of my friends I was with, had the most there wasn't water in this one hole, but it was a little blue swale you go into. It's kind of hard to get out, and he hit the ball super super hard, and it went out of bounds, back in, and then back in the hole, and it was the first hole of the day. We were just going nuts.
One day when I'm rich, my backyard, I'll put in a replication of some kind of hole. I don't know what.
I mean, my new business idea.
I don't know why. Has anyone thought of this? But why isn't there a mini golf tour?
There is.
I think
there is.
I think it got canceled because no one.
Yeah, no, it's no longer a thing. I don't think. But go on YouTube at some point when you're not on spring break, obviously.
Yeah.
And
it's hype.
Search up professional mini golf, and it's the most intense thing you've ever
Really?
seen in your life.
Dude, they're wearing
That's
like they're
awesome.
wearing
That
like
sounds like so
like-
much fun.
they're wearing like tour pro outfits too. It's really funny.
No, these guys
That's
like know
awesome.
exactly what brick to hit it off of. They're playing it all week, like the course, like preparing for the tournament. And if
Oh,
they don't
that's-
get a hole in one, it's like wow, you messed up.
It's kind of like bowling.
That's so
If you get a
cool.
strike in bowling, like. Ah.
I need to
It's
watch
like-
this. I need to watch this later. I have to.
It's
watch it.
insanely fun to watch. Like, I'm not even joking.
Bring it back.
You guys, here, I have a
I could definitely
suggestion for
do
you
that.
guys.
I would do that.
I have a suggestion for you guys. Since you guys are on a big gambling trip right now, you put it on, and
Mhm.
since none of you know who wins, you guys start betting each other on the mini golf.
I definitely could do that.
I mean, yeah, you and your friends bet on like The Bachelor, so like.
Well, no, like not me, but like my couple of my other friends, which is on tonight, by the way. Big episode.
Is it the finale yet?
It's tonight and tomorrow night, the finale. And
Two-night
apparently,
finale?
apparently nobody knows what's about to happen. Nobody. Like you can't expect it.
Really?
Because apparently one girl who's off the show might be pregnant and coming back on the show.
Yo,
Well,
It'd be
I guess
nuts. Nuts.
that's hype.
It'd be crazy.
That's Bachelor talk for the week.
Knock on wood, because
That's bad talk for the week. Yeah.
that's enough Bachelor talk.
Yeah,
we
we're
get
going
into
crazy.
the Arnold Palmer Invitational this weekend. I mean, Tyrell hadn't won at 4 under. Like this was playing like a U.S. Open course. It was playing like an easier U.S. Open course, but like, or actually no, because Gary Woodland won last year at like 6 under or something around there. But like
Gary Woodland. Oh, the U.S. Open.
last year, I was talking about.
Yeah, no, Woodland won like the U.S. Open like 13 under.
Really? Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I was. Yeah. So, I mean, this was absolutely playing like a U.S. Open course then.
No, it definitely
What's
was.
that?
Four
Four under,
unders.
three,
4 unders
Two
U.S. Open.
1 under even. Like even
Yeah.
got you a 5th place finish.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Mhm.
I mean, speaking of Rory, like 7 straight top 5s now. Only second to like Tiger with 11.
Yeah, and what did he shoot on? He like didn't even play well on Sunday.
No,
I
he-
guess he
No,
was-
he
what-
shot like
last
4
time-
over on Sunday.
yeah.
Well, last I saw, he was 5 over through like 14, 15.
I think he was 4 under or around like 4 under around there, like going into the day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he easily could have won. Like he was like plus 400, plus 500 going into the week, like betting odds wise, and like that just has no value at all.
But I think
But
yesterday,
Loki it does with Roy McIlroy because like
the low round of the day yesterday was 3 under. Like that's crazy.
yeah,
And then and
who
that
was
was
that?
that was Matthew Fitzpatrick who ended up finishing T9 at 1 over. But like
He just had a
Hatton,
day,
Hatton went
having a shit
Hatton,
week.
Hatton went 2 over in the final round and won. So like these guys were
That's
hitting
crazy.
the ball. They were hitting the ball onto the green and it was like taking a hop on the green and just like rolling over every time.
It's crazy. I mean, Trevor, you have like obviously walked the course before. Like, can you attest to how hard it is?
I mean, you wouldn't think the rough would be that thick, like a Florida course kind of, but it's like.
Oh yeah, did you see Max Homa's shot? That rough, like he
I didn't see.
shanked
I
it,
didn't see.
obviously.
Shot, but yeah.
Tried to flop. He tried to flop over a bunker, and like you know when like sometimes you try to flop, you just like completely shank it and it just goes like directly right.
Yeah.
So he tried to flop and it went directly right and like hit the like the TV tower. There was like a
And obviously Max
the
Holmes getting
tower.
absolutely roasted by everybody. Like
Oh, no,
like
of
somebody
course,
tweeted
of
at
course.
him like
Yeah.
a video of the swing and saying like, "Oh, rate this swing." And he said something pretty funny. I honestly forget
Yeah.
what he said, but like
that was
he gave himself a 0.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Let me
Talking about
see
his
what
hairy arms.
But yeah,
I
the
don't-
course. I mean,
it's-
the greens weren't as fast as they would be. Like they're really fast when I was there, but they weren't as fast as they would be like on a like tournament day.
this is.
But I
what
mean, it's and
Maybe they're for a
if
pro-am.
if it's windy, like it's really hard.
he said something
Yeah.
about that shot. Like there's a video. He said, "Hey, Max Homa, rate this one." It was like his shot. This guy looks like he's got a spot in the event because he knows the tourney director and lied about how good his golf game is.
Yeah.
Arm hair thick enough to make the rough jealous. Handsome guy though. 0.5 out of 10. And then like somebody commented
That's
like
great.
how about that guy in the background that said like because there was like in the video you could hear a guy in the background being like that was actually a perfect play and like Somebody like asked him about that, and Max Homa just goes, "I don't know, but I may hire him to keep me positive." Ultimate optimist.
That's awesome.
He just kills
Homer's
Twitter
so
every single
funny.
time.
Yeah, he really does.
He's so good.
Armchair,
He has a,
you
I
know,
mean,
the
he has a podcast now with Shane Bacon.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not to promote any other podcast, but you should.
What was
only
it
listen
called?
to
It's like
It's a
Off
good
the table.
name. I forget what it is. No
Whatever,
free ads. for
Free
them.
ads, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I
Another
get-
strong week for Sung JM.
Oh yeah, I like so at the beginning. I think I said
surprising.
last week that he could go back to back, but I didn't like pick him in our picks. I don't know why. But I bet on him at the beginning of the week to win. So like I was bugging in that last round, like because he like was probably like one stroke off the lead at some point.
yeah. I mean, like he was
Right. Yeah.
he's raised
He's-
right in it, like all week
he's
pretty
for
much.
real.
So
He's really for real.
no, he is for real, definitely.
And people aren't giving him like any respect. Like right now, he's like the 50-1 to win the Masters.
Well, I
Nobody,
think
I mean, nobody
jumped,
really still knows who he is. But yeah, like he
jumped to number
sick.
1 in the FedEx Cup rankings this week.
Good for him.
Did he? I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
'Cause
That's
he's
crazy.
been-
Yeah.
He's been like top 10 in like every tournament. Like
Yeah. No.
same with like
Like-
Rory, but like it's crazy.
We've been huge Sung JM guys. Like we've been like preaching about how good he's been. Like
Oh yeah, we picked him up every
through
week.
this meteoric rise.
Yeah, like we had to know. We from the
Yeah.
beginning on we had
We said it. We said after.
week because we said he was gonna win, which is crazy.
Yeah. And then Matt Every. Props to you. I would love for somebody to come forward saying they had a Matt Every first round leader.
Yeah, I had
prop
Colin
bet.
Morikawa.
Because that had to be at least plus like 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably a big payout.
It was probably plus 10,000.
He went from shooting 85 in the second round and missing the cut at the Honda to 65 on day one at the Palm. And his interview with I forgot who the interviewer is, but he's been interviewed about like how do you feel about is this just like one of these days playing out here? He's like, yeah, it doesn't mean I'm better than Rory. Like he's like going off about like how like he's like, yeah, it just clicks for me. I was just like I wasn't scared about making double. I just wanted to go out and fire at pins. And shot 65, and the next day he comes out and shoots 85, misses the cut probably, and yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Like
that's
There are
crazy. That is
a
absolutely
lot
crazy.
of people.
85.
There are a lot of people who could shoot an 85. Like, no, I'm not saying like a lot is in like regular golfers, but there's a lot of like amateurs and stuff that would shoot better than 85. Like, I don't know about maybe on a day like that, but like,
Yeah,
Well, what did Koepka shoot on Saturday? Didn't he shoot like an 81?
yeah.
There was carnage all over the place.
I mean, he probably wasn't practicing. He probably walked down the course like 10 minutes before.
So maybe that's a little bit of a bad take, but like, I wouldn't put it past like some of the better college golfers to just easily break that.
Oh no. Good. Some of the best college golfers could they can definitely shoot better than 85. It's just like
I'm just saying
I don't know, it's
because
just kinda
it was
crazy. But
it's not like
they
he
definitely
shot
could
that-
shoot like 92. Though.
I mean, just like looking at it's like 85, 65, 85, like his last three scores. Like if I were to put that like into the like GA, like the GHIN app or whatever, it'd be like,
Ginger.
are you sure like you shot that low? Like you
Yeah,
know,
no, it's definitely. It's definitely just one of those days you're just like feeling yourself and you're just having like everything is like perfect and like
I've had one.
can't
I think
miss.
I've had like one of those days in my life where just like I have not been able to miss.
I've had a couple of those days where it's like
I don't think I've
everything is
ever
firing
actually
on all
had one of
cylinders.
Granted, it was like still only an 82, which in this case,
Better.
but at the same time, it was at Reading, which is a very hard course.
The one time I felt this, I was playing a match at Shorehaven before my senior year of high school, and I was the front nine. I buried the first hole, then I got to the fifth hole. I was still one under. I made about a 50-foot putt for birdie on the 210-yard par 3. Next hole I made about a 60-foot putt for birdie, and on the ninth hole I hit a 5-iron from like 90. and it hit a tree branch, went up in the air, and landed 2 feet from the hole, and I made birdie again.
That's when you know you got everything working.
I was going nuts, and then I ended up shooting like 4 over on the back or something, or one over on the back or something like that. And I finished like 72.
You guys
but still.
You guys have played Reading with me before a handful of times, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think a couple times, yeah.
Honestly, possibly the 2 hardest holes on the course that day, the very, very, very uphill par 5 on the back.
Yeah.
That's
like
7. No, 6. That's 6.
No. Wrong.
On the back?
Dude, it's like 10.
It's like 10 maybe. No, it's 11.
10.
No.
10's
It's
10's
part
bad
3.
radio.
10's par 3, 11's down the hill. 12 is the uphill one, isn't it?
12 is the uphill par 5.
Yeah.
Okay. I birdie that with like a 40-foot birdie putt. Then I move on to the next par 3, which is like a 220-yard par 3. And I fly a 3-wood directly over the pin like 5 feet and sink it for another birdie. The only time I've ever had 2 birdies in a row in my life.
Absolutely living.
And I was just like, I was in like the best mood I think I've ever been in my life.
Was that the round? Was I playing with you that round, or was that the one you played by yourself?
I played by myself and used the
So I played
one
by
ball the whole time.
I played by myself today. I've played 9 holes today because like the back 9's not open yet because it's like too early in the season.
Yeah.
And I finished 9 holes in an hour and like 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's easy.
And I was hitting like 3 balls a hole. Like I was playing 3 different balls like on every hole.
Honestly, those are some of the more enjoyable rounds because
No, it definitely is.
that summer,
I don't know.
that summer obviously like fees for bringing a guest are like whatever they are, like $100 or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And so I'd just be like, all right, I'll just roll there by myself. And also just like people were busy and stuff. And those rounds would take like 3 hours and change, and I'd just be on my way. Just like, and they're so calm.
Yeah, no, like I like drained like a pretty long putt today, and I like fist pumped it in. And I was like, wait, there's like no one around me. Like, like oh okay.
This weekend on Friday, there's this par 3. It's only like 125 yards at the course in Syracuse that we get to play for free. And I hit it like a 9-iron, and the hole's in the front, and I hit it like to the very back, and it's slanted straight towards the front, like one of the more ridiculous greens you ever see in your life. And I somehow got the speed like the pace of it so correct. I was just like just to the left of the hole, perfect pace, like 2 inches away.
Yeah, if the weather stays this way, like I'm definitely trying to bring my golf clothes back to school soon. And like Trevor has a car, and he's obviously in Boston.
Yeah.
So, like I'm gonna try to hit the Boston golf tour. So
Let's go.
yeah, anyone listening to the podcast, if you have good recommendations of golf courses around Boston, hit DM.
I'm sure people do. But shout out global warming. Honestly, they've made golf so much better.
Yeah.
At least in the Northeast, yes.
I say they, like there's somebody. But
it was just fun. I think it was this week. Like
someone's just controlling global warming. He's a golfer. The person controlling global warming is a golfer.
Golf gods.
Yeah, the golf gods are controlling global warming.
Which like the first round this week at the Arnold Palmer was like was pretty cold, I think. And like I thought it was funny like watching like the guys. I think it might have been like Victor Hovland or something. He was wearing like a neck warmer, and it was like 60 degrees. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
I was gonna say, like,
are you wearing
walking?
I'd have them play
in any weather over 40 degrees. Like, you're gonna get hot. Like
he had full like winter gear on, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, you're in Florida.
I wore like a pullover and some joggers to the course because it's like it's a dog track. Like we honestly just go in like sweatshirts and shit.
Yeah, we see the Instagram videos.
Yeah. You saw the
grittiest hole.
Line and Kugel viewed our story. I tagged them and they viewed our story. The beer company.
I should have reposted.
Dude, those summer shandies, dangerous. So good. So good. But yeah, moving on to some players news. Tiger, he's out.
Not there. Yeah, sucks.
I predicted this last week, and you guys were like, no, he's gonna play in the players.
Well,
Yeah.
I just think he has to. He's like, based off what he's gonna like committed to her. I think is like he's only committed to the technology's match play, and that's it. Like that's the.
Yeah, and then the Masters.
It's not. I don't think it's enough to do for him
I
to
don't
do well
think
at
the
the Masters.
WGC. I don't think that's a terrible one to be in because there's not that much pressure to score low because like that's not. If you know, kind of, if you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
he can like work on some things while he's like doing matches and
No,
obviously get the competitiveness and like that you need going into the Masters. But like
That's
obviously
true.
it's not good that he's not playing in the Masters.
Yeah, I know.
So-
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like only Tiger knows his body, so. we'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean,
Hopefully he
I
plays.
feel like there's no way he misses the Masters, but it's just
No, he's-
whether his
he's
back's
not
going to be
gonna
okay and how he's going to do if he's going to have another like Riviera week
Right. Yeah.
where he just does really badly.
I mean, yeah. Like just like looking at the field this week. I mean, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to like where I said this in the course preview, but like this week, almost all the top 75 players in the world are in the field. And then like obviously Tiger's not playing, and then Lee Westwood's like the only other like top 75 player that's not in the field this week.
And then Jason Day and Molinari both withdrew, which I'm assuming they're top
well,
75 in the
I think
world. but-
Jason Day is gonna play this week because if you remember I think it was last year. Last year the same thing happened. He pulled out of the Arnold Palmer, and then he went and played in the players, and he like finished like top 5.
Okay, good. But yeah, and Jason Day is obviously he's won this course before, so he's like he knows
like,
what he's
I think-
doing there.
like, he like always plays hurt anyway, so
Yeah.
I mean, I think Molinari is someone to keep an eye out. He's gonna try to play this week, I think, but like I'd stay away from him on.
hmm
And unfortunately, I feel like we teased the fact that we were maybe going to go to the players, but
Fell through.
just like it just fell through. Like, yeah, we'll be going to places over the summer and stuff. We'll figure it out.
I mean, honestly, there's a chance I might be just go as like my friends of the fan on Thursday.
Oh, really?
Well, because we leave on Thursday, so we might just go stop by for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well.
Sawgrass.
Is it on the way?
It's on the way.
So you might as well.
I don't think
Get a little bit of content because you're not
Yeah.
a media member, so you can get anything you want. I think. right?
Exactly. I'll just walk around trying. I think it'd be awesome to go.
I'd ask Mike and Frank about that, but yeah. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a good weekend of golf in general, but I think we'll also be covering it a lot because we have nothing to do. I'm not going to be in Syracuse like doing my thing. Like I'm going to be home watching a ton of golf probably.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm going into the other news. Like, we'll see. Like, we might be home for a while, depending on the whole coronavirus.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
speaking of coronavirus, they might cancel the Masters.
I
have no
highly
fans
doubt.
there.
I still highly doubt that. I
If
think
they
worst case scenario-
cancel the Masters, I
Well,
was
like, that's
so
like,
mad.
for us, like as college students, like I'm seeing that like Princeton like can't like moved all their classes. to
Sacred Heart
Sacred
canceled classes.
and like a lot of the like New York schools, like it's crazy.
and I wouldn't even say it's that like publicized right now that all these schools are canceling.
Yeah, because it's like just starting. I guess.
And I feel like I don't know. I feel like people don't really want to talk about it because like it just creates mass hysteria.
It does.
BU, my school BU put out like a Twitter thing today saying like be prepared, like just in case. Like
Yeah, no. Here they were training teachers to do online classes for the next couple weeks after spring break. So honestly, we could turn into a pretty good YouTube channel over the next couple weeks.
honestly,
We're all
just,
home.
like get on
We
like a
definitely
tour
could.
and go to all the tournaments.
Yeah. Wow. Traveling though, not a great idea right now.
well, not a great idea.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Not-
Jake, it's
staying
just a
on
common-
plane, not a great
He's
idea right
gonna-
now.
It's cheaper now, right?
Yeah, it is. I saw a meme today where it was like, all these flights are so much cheaper. Who wants to travel the world and get coronavirus?
Yeah, we might as well do that in the
Go
process
to
of
Europe to get
all the.
coronavirus.
I mean, Greg over here thinks that it's just a common chest cold, so we might as well.
Mutation of the cold.
Fuck it.
A mutation of the cold, yeah, okay. With a mortality
Hey.
rate size of fucking
Playing
Texas.
Plague on you're playing Plague Inc. on your phone.
Hey, I'm 20 years old. I don't think anyone like my age has died from it yet. So.
Fair.
Yeah.
21 years old, that is.
Well, yes, technically.
Soon.
Me too.
Yeah, so I mean, like, we've talked about how it's gonna affect us and whatever, but like, I think worst case scenario, they might not have fans at the Masters, but like that's absolute worst case scenario, which doesn't help for Trevor.
Sucks for you, Trevor.
Nope, doesn't help for me.
Well, what I said is like I mean obviously there's a lot of fans, but like what if they just had like a day that was just like an outing for like all the fans that were gonna go to the Masters and they get to like play.
You would take that in a heartbeat, correct, Trevor?
Yeah, I would easily take that.
Oh, I would if I got to play. Oh my god, yeah.
Imagine, oh my god.
Like imagine if they just had like a weekend or like a day. Like the members obviously wouldn't want that, but like imagine if they had like a weekend or a day that was just like, all right, if you like were going to go to the Masters, like you could play around with the Masters.
Here's the thing, that would never happen in a
No,
billion years.
that would
They
never.
probably wouldn't even give you tickets to next year.
Whatever. Now I was like
They'd be
watching
like,
commercial.
tough luck.
I like how the women's like amateurs at Augusta
Yeah.
now. Like
For now,
if
it's
I-
on.
If I have a daughter, like I'm like she's
Push
become
him. She's
a
good.
daughter,
No,
'cause-
he
or not even
she-
pro, like an
my
amateur.
kids my kid's gonna be grinding drive, chip and putt and going to Augusta that Sunday before.
Yeah, exactly. I want my daughter to be playing at Augusta so I could go to
Yeah.
Augusta.
Exactly.
And then she can become an Instagram influencer.
Or that.
And then just a little thing before we get into our Twitter fan questions. Something to look forward to this week. Brooks Koepka, see how he deals with like. I know it's not a major, but like
He'll
it's
probably-
it might as well be.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
he's probably gonna practice this week actually. So
Yeah,
we'll see how.
because he's been playing so badly, and like you don't know if he's actually trying, because like his preparedness for a major, like he actually like tries, and obviously like he can be leading, which this happened last year. He could be leading on a Sunday and not show up to his tee time until like 10 minutes before and just be like, yeah, I'm ready. So we'll see if it turns around this week. I don't think it's worth like betting on him or taking him.
Also
to DraftKings.
beware of guys who like didn't play last week and guys who got cut early last week, because like I was watching the NBC broadcast this week and they did a good job of like showing like all the people like arriving at Sawgrass and like going like early to like practice.
Oh, and like that makes sense. If you're in like Orlando, just drive like a couple
Exactly.
hours to Jacksonville, and then you're right. Like you can stay at like, of course, like if anything you want to do, they would stay there and everything like that.
Phil
And prepare.
got like cut and then like a couple hours later you're just like at Sawgrass. So
Yeah. Makes sense. They
I saw
probably
him grind on
they probably had it all planned out. If they got cut, like all right, we're going straight to Sawgrass, like
Yeah,
they're ready to go.
but watch out for them.
Yeah.
So moving into Twitter fan questions. Our first question is from the main course show. He's the food guy for Golficity. Honestly, I've watched like a decent amount of stuff because like I'm just scrolling through the Pin High Instagram and stuff. Some of the food he eats looks so good.
Dude, nothing better than like clubhouse golf food.
But his question was, what is your go-to food at the turn? And we kind of, covered this last week in our part 3. We talked about, our favorite golf like food at the course.
Yeah.
But I think we could just go over it a little bit. I think for me, the go-to has to be a hot dog.
Yeah, that's a hot dog,
If there's
hot
like,
dog, a candy bar, and like a water. And
But here's the thing,
obviously not coffee.
at Silvermine, obviously, there's no snack bar. So, I mean, we talked about this last week again, like for everybody who's not a first-time listener, but for everybody who is, I'd say top one other than like an actual cooked food, got to be peanut M&Ms.
Yep. Big facts.
Peanut M&Ms are like a candy bar of some sort. Yeah.
yeah,
Peanut M&Ms, Snickers, Reese's, anything with like a little bit of peanut butter, just get it going a little bit.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Sure. Any input, Greg?
lots of water. I don't know.
Yeah, water.
We're dead.
Water's a big one too.
Or you can starve yourself at the turn so that after the round you can just
Good feast.
absolutely
Chow down on a burger.
Yeah. I mean,
Like if you're not
I like
playing
that too.
well, like you're not playing that well, you don't really need that extra jump. Like
I think maybe the best thing I've had after a golf round somewhere was at the
I'm gonna say
course.
the transfusion at
Well,
Pill-
yes, that obviously the transfusion at Harbortown.
that hit differently.
But I was gonna say,
That was so good.
what was the first course we played in South Carolina?
Heron Point.
Yeah.
Heron Point. I had a
Oh,
fried
that
chicken sandwich
burger.
after there.
Yeah, I
That
had a
was
burger there.
fire.
It was so good.
I mean, like
Yeah.
anytime I've gone on like vacation and like after a golf round we like ate, like it was pretty good. Like I've never had to complain about that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Like a
and then
chicken
our
wrap,
what?
buffalo chicken wrap.
Oh yeah, that's a solid choice. Just any type of burger sandwich. Like I've had a couple fried chicken sandwiches at like golf places. I feel like they've been fire. So our second one, well, it comes from Mike Ryder. He
Mike
said,
Ryder
"Who do you?"
question of the week.
Yeah, the Mike Ryder question of the week. We should get it branded by like I don't know,
Left it to you, Bob.
Try to question
something
the
very
week.
basic.
Yeah.
Something very basic, like sponsored by like Dayquil. I don't know. Anyway, I just saw Dayquil on my stand. Anyway, he said, "Who do you watch on YouTube? Like, do you guys watch golf YouTube, and why are there so many YouTubers across the pond?" I can't really speak for the YouTubers across the pond thing, but I personally watch like GM Golf all the time, pretty much. Like I watch his Sunday matches. I've watched pretty much all his YouTube videos. Him, Matt Sharf, Micah, whatever. Steven, they're all funny.
Matt is hilarious. I love Matt.
Matt like could legitimately be a Hollywood actor.
He's so funny.
And didn't Golficity guys do something with GM
They
Golf?
did. They just
something-
did.
they
They
did a range
just did a video with Range with Garrett, and Garrett taught him how to do the stinger, which actually like, I want to learn how to do that too. So I'm gonna take some tips from him.
Hey, I mean, little spoiler, but we could come in contact with them soon because of a certain brand we may be working with. But that's all I'll say for now. Rhymes with Crowback.
It may or may not have the word in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Any other YouTubers you guys watch?
Like thinking, like I'm sure you guys have.
Have you seen Rick Shields?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You guys have probably always like have you ever like I'm sure you've been like, oh, like how can I get better at this, and you probably like Google it and like end up on YouTube, and then you're in a rabbit hole of like golf tutorials, and then you're just hyped to play golf the next day because you're like, oh, I'm gonna fix my swing. Like,
I think that's a different part of golf YouTube though. I think like
I'm just
there's
saying,
that, and then there's the GM Golf, which is more just like watching like people who are like pretty good at golf play golf and like have fun.
I think a lot of the like tutorial guys are definitely across the pond, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of them are British.
I think it's like Me and My Golf is one of them, and like a bunch of other ones. Like they just like I don't know why.
What was the name? Just
I think it's Me and My Golf or something. I don't know if that's
Me and My Golf. So I'd say Me and My Golf, and like Rick Shields. Rick Shields is a little bit of both. He's a little bit of instruction. He's a little bit of just like playing.
Yeah.
Brody Smith.
Brody, yeah, I like Brody Smith. Golficity.
So to answer,
Golficity.
To answer Mike's question,
Pin High Podcast.
Podcast, great account.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I was gonna get into that, but obviously, the Pin High Podcast will be just flooded with YouTube stuff at least once a week this summer.
Right.
Unless I'm promising false narratives there, but
yeah, we'll see how
we'll see. Obviously, we'll see how the internship grind goes. And then Golficity, obviously, Mike and Frank have a really good account. But obviously, if you're listening to this, you might already be a big fan of that. So I'm assuming Mike Ryder is. So to answer the question, I'd say like Brody Smith and GM Golf are my two favorite like course vloggers maybe. And then maybe like Rick Shields and stuff like that is what you want to go to for like instruction.
I wonder if the like instruction thing is because there's like more golf academies like in Europe, maybe. I don't know.
Could be. But it's not very hard to find golf content on YouTube.
No.
So, but those are the ones I would recommend. Obviously, Pin High Podcast coming this spring/summer.
Yeah, we've already done a couple videos.
We're actually already on YouTube, so if you want to go subscribe, we're the Pin High Podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, you can also watch.
We have a couple videos out, and also you can watch the podcast on there if you don't already do that. I feel like we don't let people know that. Like you guys can go watch our facial expressions and our hand movements, which might help with a lot of the things we say if you watch/listen on YouTube.
Definitely would help.
The Pin High Podcast on YouTube. Same logo. So yeah, that'll do it for the Twitter fan questions. And that'll swing it over to Jeek for the course preview.
All right, big week. The Players Championship, also pretty much known universally as a fifth major. As I mentioned earlier, one of the strongest and deepest fields of the year. There's almost all the top 75 players in the world are in the field this week. And we have TPC Sawgrass, which I think Trevor's played before.
I have played. It's a lot. I hit in the water on 17 twice, but awesome course.
Right.
That's probably one of the best I've played at a course of that caliber ever.
Yeah. So kind of going off of that.
What'd you shoot?
81.
81.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep.
Kind of going off of one of the best courses. It's pretty much considered as Pete Dye's masterpiece. R.I.P. It's 72,000 yards or 7,200 yards. 72,000 would be a lot. 7,200 yards and part 72, and it's pretty much played that way for over 20 years. It hasn't changed at all.
Mm-hmm.
There's an interesting fact that I kind of just learned this week is there's no two holes at Sawgrass that play in the same direction, which is interesting. Which honestly makes sense why it kind of gives players fits because the wind's never gonna be the same. It's another week of Bermuda greens, and like Trevor said earlier, wind could be a factor of how low or high the scores are. There's 17 water hazards across course, and there's 88 bunkers, which is a lot. And the bunkers are the European style links bunkers, which are interesting. When it comes to players playing well at Sawgrass, it tends to be a lot more random, based on previous winners and form and stuff. You can kind of throw that out the window a little bit. Last year, 4 of the top 6 D-King scores were actually at a salary below 7,100 or 7,100.
Wow,
is crazy, and that probably is part of it's probably because the field is just so deep. So the salaries tend to be lower, as you'll find out later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And okay, and then also there's very tiny greens, which is just pretty much on all Pete Dye golf courses the same way, tiny greens, which means a stat to 2 stats this week would be strokes gain approach and strokes gain around the greens, because either it's gonna be tough to hit the greens and you might miss the greens. So those are why those are 2 important stats. Adam Scott actually has the most rounds in the 60s at Sawgrass than any other player in the field this week.
Damn.
So, something to look at. Probably also part of that's probably because he's been playing it for almost 20 years. But yeah, I think he won in 2004. You can fact check me on that. But anyway, other key stats plus so obviously strokes gain approach I said, and strokes gain around the green, and then just strokes gain in general, always a big fact. And this week, par 4s gained is going to be a big stat. I'm honestly not really sure why, but par 4s gained it is.
There's a bunch of long par 4s there.
And those are all pretty consistent with how courses have been playing in the recently, those stats. Distance isn't really needed that to play that well at this course, even though it could help. Just like previous winners, Rory won last year at 16 under, as everybody knows. Webb Simpson the year before, it's 2018. 2017 it was Siwoo Kim. 2016 Jason Day, and Jason Day's a bit of a course horse. He usually plays well at Sawgrass, even though I did mention his injury a little bit earlier. And 2015 was obviously the year Ricky Fowler won. So a lot of notable winners at this course, which means it could be another week where a big guy ends up winning.
Right.
Course preview.
Good stuff, Gregory. So last week, Jeek had a top 9 with Morikawa, which that's
really
good.
Well.
What was his?
I think he was 1 over.
No, but I was talking. What was his salary?
It was last week, 8,400.
That's good.
So,
Top 10 with that, that's solid.
Yeah.
And
really
he just made backdoor top 10. If he eagled, I think it was 16. He would have been in the in the hunt.
Yeah.
But still, top 10, I'll take it. He's been playing well all year too.
Me and Trevor did not fare as well, to say the least.
I like to say, honestly, I'm proud of the fact that I had a player who got DQ'd.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's the first time in Pin High podcast history that the player
Someone
has
got
been
DQ'd.
Emiliano Grillo with the DQ. He was gonna get cut anyway, but I think after the second day he signed an incorrect scorecard, so he got the DQ.
Yeah.
Did you have to let the fans know that he was going to get cut anyway? We could have just.
No, he was leading after the second day, and then he got signed incorrect scoreboard.
Yeah.
And then he got DQ'd.
Tough luck, just tough luck, guys.
It just happens sometimes.
Finau got cut. I mean, I don't know. That was bad. I think he was 8,900, and Answer was 7,800. I want to say, and he
I could pick
56.
Finau. After we mentioned the Puerto Rico curse, like he's never gonna win. So
Yeah.
So I think we just need to stay
Puerto
away
Rico.
from Puerto Rican curse guys.
So basically, Finau and Hovland, stay away from them.
Yeah.
No Puerto
Yes.
Ricans. Mm-hmm.
pretty much everybody got cut except for Morikawa and Answer out of our.
Mhm.
I wouldn't play in the Puerto Rico Open if that was the case.
Well, there's
Just
always
avoid it.
week of like a WGC, so like
I'd play in the WGC.
Like, that's why it's like winnable.
Well, you
Yeah.
you have to qualify for the WGC pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically for like rookies, kind of,
It is.
and like guys who just aren't good enough. So yeah, who wants to start?
I'll
Uh,
start.
Okay, go ahead, Trev.
I'll start with my theme of recycling picks. Colin Morikawa, 7,900.
Yeah.
Last week, you picked him. Finished T9 last week. 11 cuts on tour, 3 top 10s. He's fourth in strokes gained approach, and 11 cuts on tour, 3 top 10s. He's playing pretty well all year, so I think he'll continue that. Maybe even step up his game a little bit this week.
All right.
Pick.
I'm gonna go with Ricky Fowler. I think he's got pretty good value at 8,900. As Jeek was saying, like it's not necessarily a tournament where, like, a guy like Rory McIlroy is 11,700 this week, which is just
Yeah.
ridiculous. I know he's had seven.
Which is reasonable. It's understandable
It's
for
for a reason. Yeah,
Rory,
he's
though.
gotten 7 straight top 5s. He's playing like some of the best golf like
Ever.
we've seen in a very long time.
Mhm.
Without even winning sometimes too. So all 7 times he hasn't won. Or has he?
Mhm.
Did he win in
he-
there somewhere?
I don't know.
I think he did because I remember.
He won one of the events. You're right.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's one of those irrelevant events. Whatever.
I don't know
But yeah, he's got a good history at TBC Sawgrass with that win at what was it, 2015?
it just came back to me.
2015.
Let's pick one of the WGCs. The HSP.
HG, whatever.
China won.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Ricky won in 2015.
Yeah, so he won in 2015. He's got good approach stats, and his going for the green hit percentage is at 10th at 35.71%. Kind of a random stat, but something to look into. And yeah, I think he plays well this week.
Yeah, decent pick. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Mark Leishman at 7,300, and like honestly, I'm picking him this week because that salary, like, it just kind of shows you how strong the field is. Because him with a salary of that low, coming off of a second place finish, is kind of crazy. And like, I personally think that Mark Leishman is the best ball striker on tour. He's 5th in strokes gained approach, but like he's been going up and down between 1 and like 5. He's never been lower than that this year. And he's 15th in strokes gained total. And I just think like just his ball striking is going to be pretty good for a peak dive course this week, where you have to be pretty accurate with your approaches and like long iron play. So, and like obviously he's coming off of a second place finish last week, and he's been playing like pretty decent this year. So I think like just putting that all together could mean it could be a pretty good week for Mark Leishman.
Reasonable.
And then I guess I'm up again.
Yeah.
This is more of a random pick, but I'm gonna go with Harold Varner the third at 6,900. Strokes gained around the green, he's 35th, which is not too bad. And strokes gained approach, he's like, it's still in the top half. I think he's like in the 60s, 67th, I think. And strokes gained total 24th. And if you remember, he had that T13 at the Genesis where I think he was leading. And like he hasn't played, he's made cuts this year, like pretty consistently. So, once again, like I'm kind of sticking with the theme of good ball strikers this week. He's a pretty good ball striker, so we'll see if Harold Varner could do pretty well this week. And obviously the salary is like very low, so it's like a pretty good low end pick.
So I'm going with Henrik Stenson this week, kind of staying on the theme of guys who have done well in the past here. He's at 7,900, which is like honestly pretty good value for a guy who has good history here. He won in 2009. He won at the Hero World Challenge this year. Good ball striker. I feel like he's one of those guys that sticks around like in tournaments like these where the fields are really deep. If you know what I'm saying, like he just seems to be one of those guys that lingers around and like it makes runs for it at like majors. And even though this isn't a major, it's has basically the field of a major.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with him.
My last pick will go with Byung-Hun An, 7,800. 10 of 14 cuts made this year. He played well at the Honda a couple weeks ago in Florida. Fourth in strokes gained around the greens this year, 5 top 10s, and he finished T26 last year. I think he's playing a lot better this year, so definitely can improve on that mark this week.
Yeah, and like it's similar conditions. It's on the Florida swing, like
exactly.
It's gonna be windy.
Similar conditions, similar greens, similar olive grass. Like it's tough pitch course. Probably a little easier course to be honest.
Yeah.
But you know, so I think he'll play well.
Just a little bit of a note. I think you should stay away from mental midgets this week. The 17th.
Honestly, last week it wasn't. It kind of worked out because like we honestly didn't really mention this, but like Tyrell Hatton, pretty electric to watch on the golf course. Like
his commentary is hilarious.
Did you see him like flipping off the water? Like he was literally like giving the middle finger to water. Like
I didn't see that. That's funny.
That's some common man golfer shit.
I'm just watching him, like, yeah, I could totally relate. And like I was watching the broadcast and they were talking about how like whenever he always shows up for interviews, he always gives a good interview. Like he's like pretty soft spoken guy, like nice guy, whatever. But like when he's on the golf course, like he's just like yelling at himself. Like there was one where he was like hitting himself with his putter, which was kind of funny, like pretty hard.
The one I love is like last year, a couple of says, "Have you ever seen a worse golf shot?" And he says, "Answer the question." And then he's like, that guy's like, "No." He's like, good, and then just walks away.
That's the answer I was looking for.
That's the correct answer. Yeah.
He was electric to watch. I mean, he also had one where he was like standing in a bunker, but he was hitting out of the rough around the green. He goes and he just like hits it like kind of close to the pin, but not that close. But a tough shot. He goes like, said something. He was like, "Oh, I'm incredibly pleased with that." And then tough crowd.
Yeah, tough crowd out there. That was kind of funny too.
Nobody was clapping for him. So that was interesting. All right, so let's get into our par 3 this week. We're going to be doing new majors if the existing ones like the Masters, the Open, the US Open, and the PGA Championship, just throw them out the window.
Yeah, no.
Are we including the players?
I think we gotta, right?
Yeah.
Are we including the players like as like throwing out the window or just like in the major system?
I think we could include it in a 4 because like it's not a major.
No, because I think.
Okay, it's not a major. That makes sense.
No. Like we're gonna do this together, so like honestly, that's probably the first one, right? The players. Like
the first one's the players.
I mean,
first players. That's an easy one.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I don't think it needs much explaining.
Right. Just looking at like a bunch of.
I was going to say, possibly, honestly, the Honda, because like if you get
go ahead
a good field there, and in those conditions, like it's going to be a good tournament. Like it hasn't been a good field recently. They're trying to
trap. It's got like it has the stuff that like could play into a major. Like you're like, oh, the bear trap.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I feel like you said the Honda, I feel like the Arnold Palmer would be a good one. Just like kind of like have like a major that like remembers like Arnold Palmer like every single year. Like it's like the Arnold Palmer like.
I think it's
a huge tournament. Because everyone wants to play in that.
Everybody wants to play in that, which is why I would leave it off the major list. Because I think like that works really well as an invitational, like the way it is. Like I don't like kind of open field would be like. It kind of like not that it like devalues it because it is like it would be a major, but like having like that being an invitational makes it like even like better in my opinion. And like
so
that. So I would leave.
What else do we have? I
was
think the
thinking,
Memorial could be
I was
one.
thinking the Farmers Insurance because like Torrey Pines like is
Yeah.
pretty much a major golf course. Like Farmers Insurance at Torrey Pines every year would be kind of sick.
I like the Tour Championship too. That's always a big one.
Yeah, that's always
Not like
moves around.
those three players. No, well, it's always at East Lake.
I'm saying that. Sorry, not the Tour Champ. The Northern Trust would be cool.
Yeah, Northern Trust would be cool too. But I was saying the Tour Championship, like always at East Lake. It's always like the biggest like money possible. Like I don't know.
I think we're gonna we have to narrow this down. We can't.
So,
This
the
isn't
play-
an
the play-
honorable
The players
mention.
is in. The players is in. I say Arnold Palmer is out. Just because
Honda's in.
Honda, you think is in?
I think
Honda.
the Bear Trap is
I would
the
put-
deciding factor.
I would.
there.
I think
I would put
the-
I would put Torrey Pines in over the Honda start to start, and then we leave and see come back for the Honda.
So right now we got the players and the
So-
farmers.
Yeah, players and
Yes.
farmers.
I wish there was like European like events on the PGA Tour because like there's nothing that's really gonna like replace the Open.
Oh yeah, let's think.
I guess the Memorial, not really. I don't know what would replace the Open, to be honest.
Well, it doesn't have to be a PGA Tour event. What if we just like went straight to Dubai and replaced the Open with
the Open with
Dubai?
Dubai?
That would be sick.
That would be sick.
I would like that.
I mean, what is there any other events that like move around like golf courses, like? Because the U.S. Open's played at the different.
Northern Trust
I
does.
think the Northern Trust would be a good one for that.
BMW Championship always does too.
Yeah, but like I think the Northern Trust being like a northeast based, like there's a lot
Yeah.
of golf courses in the
Yeah.
northeast.
I like that. Okay, so
So that leaves us to 3. So we have the Northern Trust, the players, and the farmers. We would need something that would like replace the Open, pretty much.
I'm just going through them in my mind.
I'm gonna look at European Tour events.
Just
I
do
may
Pebble
be
Beach
biased.
Pro-Am. Just make it like just like Pebble.
Because Pebble's pretty,
It's iconic.
and I guess it would kind of, in that case, also have a little bit of the PGA Championship in it, because it would be probably like the 4th major out of all these, because
Yeah.
it's technically a Pro-Am. Like, we'd need to keep that since that was what it is.
That's true.
So,
I kind of like the idea of Dubai. That'd be kind of sick. But...
yeah, I know. I'm thinking like I'd rather it be something from. I mean, obviously, a lazy answer is like the Scottish Open.
Yeah, that's usually played at.
No, that's not big enough though.
Yeah.
That's because it's not big enough because it's never had the field because it's always a week before the Open.
Yeah.
There's no other tournament down there that has like a field like
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, there's like
or
there's-
something even close to that. Or something
But
like the
we're
players.
assuming that the majors aren't a thing, so there would be a field in this case.
That's I mean,
yeah,
well, field and feel. That's what I was saying.
field. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And, the Dunhill Links Championship. I don't know.
You can't no.
I think we have to go with Dubai. I'm liking Dubai. Imagine
fine-
a packed
I'm
crowd.
fine with Dubai.
It'd be like
It'd be kind
it'd
of cool. The
almost be like
backdrop.
a spring break major, like
It would be kind of.
Yeah.
bunch of like partiers would just go down for a major tournament and golf fans to Dubai, or not down to Dubai, wherever. I couldn't tell you where Dubai is, if I'm being quite honest.
The Middle East.
Middle East.
Yeah, but where?
I don't know. The middle of the Middle East.
There's no chance you could point that on a map.
I mean, I could like probably get like close-ish.
Just put in Saudi
I don't think
Arabia. That's it.
Honestly, that'd be a good thing for Twig on Golficity.
Well,
Just
like pointing
Find
out.
Point out
where
Dubai.
the tournaments are in the world.
Yes. Oh, wow. Point out where the tournaments are in the world.
Yeah, point where the tournaments
I
are.
mean, that like it's literally played in the desert. That's kind of sick.
Exactly.
So like,
So we go with Dubai for
yeah,
the,
so, like,
for
this
the
would go
place
to
the Open.
Dubai. That's interesting.
Put a major in Shadow Creek.
We got the players, the Farmers Insurance, the Northern Trust, and the Dubai Open.
I like
We could have done waste management too.
Well,
and
yeah.
Electric.
I don't know if that'd be a great,
Crowd wise, field like.
wise, I
people-
guess, but like I don't know if like, do you want the crowd to be that rowdy during like a major? I don't
Yes.
know. Really.
Yes.
I
it's
mean,
a major.
yes, but like as a player, I mean, like
Yes.
like take a little.
I don't
I
care
guess
about the
that's
players.
insane. It's like if it because like that term always gets so many like gets so much attention anyway. Like if that was a major, it'd be crazy.
Which one are we talking about?
I like our picks better.
Waste management.
Waste management.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow, that'd be crazy.
That'd be nuts. If it was a major, that'd be nuts.
I kind of like our picks.
Yeah, I like them. I
Jackson's-
think
They're
the
fine.
waste management can stay the waste management. I don't think.
Yeah,
it
that okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That can
saying.
be
It's kind of its own
that can be the
standout.
new players.
Yes,
Like
fifth
that's what I was
major.
about to say. Like you're
Fifth
running. Like at this point, you're running out of like marquee tournaments. So like I mean, something else would have to step up.
Well, they would also make other marquee tournaments.
Well, yeah, obviously. Like I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like the only flaw is that like 3 of them like the course doesn't change, but that's okay.
That doesn't matter.
Well,
Maybe they
yeah.
will change now.
Yeah. Well,
Well, that would take.
Besides Sawgrass. Sawgrass is new Masters.
Well, yeah, Sawgrass
Doesn't
would be the
change.
new Masters, definitely.
Doesn't change. And
Yeah.
then the maybe the Farmers Insurance Open can go between Torrey Pines and go to Pebble every now and then.
Yeah, maybe.
right.
Like be like the California golf.
Yeah, like California.
And then when you have the northern trust is like the northeast. So
That
everybody
changes anyway.
everybody's happy. So like
Yeah.
you
You go to the country club. You go to Winged Foot.
Yeah.
You go
exactly.
maybe a
Like-
Sleepy Hollow.
What's that course? Liberty National.
Maybe go to
Liberty.
Fisher.
That'd
Yeah,
be
maybe
that'd
go
be
to-
nice. That'd be
Liberty
pretty
National
sweet.
would be fish.
Maybe go to Fisher's Island.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean,
that's
like, so you
sweet.
got the northeast crowd for the Northern Trust, and then maybe the Farmers takes the west, like
Yeah.
key courses, and then you got the Players, which is the Masters, and then just Dubai, because
Don't at me. Northeast golf is insane. during
No,
the
it
summer.
is.
It's
Yeah,
like
really.
it's so beautiful.
No, it definitely is. That's not even like a question.
Yeah.
It's not even a debate.
I don't know. I feel like people down south are like pretty keen on their own golf courses.
I don't know.
But
Oh,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the
Nice.
trees lining the fairways is so nice. And,
I'll take a nice northeast course over a nice southern course any day, unless we're talking like
We're
Augusta.
talking Augusta.
But-
Like, Augusta, maybe Sawgrass.
in which case, yeah, obviously Augusta trumps all.
That's kind of what we got.
Yeah,
RBC Heritage, honorable mention.
I like it. I mean, yeah, that'll be interesting to watch just every year for us because
I
we
feel like-
played there.
Field's like never that good in that tournament, which is so like, which sucks because what is it after the Masters?
Well, yeah, but DJ
So-
plays in it because he's an RBC.
Well, yeah, but like I'm just saying, like I would love to see the field like stacked at Hilton Head.
Yeah, be
Mhm.
interesting.
Another like Pete Dye golf course, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, so that'll do it for this week. We've got a couple big announcements coming out. Obviously, we're creeping up on the 500 followers for the Amp Caddy giveaway. So, I mean, go to that, post on our Instagram at the Pin High Pod, or follow us if you haven't already. And that giveaway is going to be soon. And we have a couple partnerships we're kind of creeping up on. So, yeah, big things ahead for the podcast. Other than that,
there starts to get nicer. More YouTube videos. Stay tuned.
more YouTube videos coming. Obviously, it's start of golf season now. The YouTube videos are start piling up. Just some more content in general. So, yeah. We'll see you next week.